You Team FL Studio, but you got 50 streams in the past 2 years. You Team FL Studio, but you ain't grew your followers in 2 years. You've been stuck at the same number for 2 years. You Team FL Studio, but you're not promoting your projects. The title is going to trigger a lot of people. But before you leave the hate comment in the comment section below, I want you to really pay attention to what I'm saying in this video. Just because you make your songs in FL Studio doesn't make your songs special. There's way too many artists that put too much emphasis on the DAW that they use. Just because you use FL Studio doesn't mean you're using an industry standard. Just because you're using Pro Tools doesn't mean you're a pro automatically. Just because you use Logic Pro don't mean you're better than a person that uses FL Studio. Just because you use BandLab doesn't mean you're better than somebody that uses Pro Tools and a $10,000 microphone with a $20,000 recording chain. It doesn't matter. You could be a trash nigga and use Pro Tools. You could be a GOAT nigga and use FL Studio and go crazy, right? You could be trash and use Logic. Doesn't mean you're going to be good. Just because you use FL Studio, that doesn't mean you're going to get a 500 to 1,000 head start on some streams. Matter of fact, let's look at Spotify. Like if I type in, watch this, FL Studio rappers. There's nothing here. Nothing. There's nothing there. That's nothing. That's not a thing. Pro Tools rappers. That's not a thing. Like, that's not a genre. It's not a thing. Like, only online is where people really sit there and do it. So, like, somebody got a playlist right here for BandLab artists. BandLab Lords, BandLab. Like, you see stuff right here for BandLab, but we not seeing it for everything else. But that still don't matter, because when we look at it, you go here hip hop, you're looking at hip hop artists. You're not looking for hip hop artists that use FL Studio. People aren't looking for artists that use FL Studio. Nobody cares at the end of the day. The only people that really care about the DAW that you're using are the people that use the same DAW. That want to go back and forth and argue about which DAW is better. Do you need stock plugins? Do you need third-party plugins? Is Pro Tools trash? Is this? Is that? It's like too many people want to split hairs and want to argue different preferences like it really matters at the end of the day. Because you can have a great song that you recorded in FL Studio. And I'm only using FL Studio because a lot of people in my community use FL Studio. So I'm talking to y'all because there's way more work that has to be done outside of recording the music. Recording the music is easy. It's extremely easy. In 2025, making music is easy. You get a beat, put it in FL Studio, get a preset, get a vocal chain, put auto-tune, compression, whatever, record, right? That's it, right? You can watch Plattboy Max go make music on stream and learn how to make music on stream. You can watch my channel, you can watch Gunner, you can watch anybody, bro, and learn how to make music in FL Studio. Like, it's not that hard, trust me. But the hard part is getting people to think your songs are special, think your music is special, connect with you, follow you, interact with you, rep your music like you rep for FL. You see what I'm saying? That's the hard part. Once you do the hard things, no Diddy. Once you do those hard things, that's when things start to get better. That's when people start to think you're special because you're doing things most people can't do. You know? So it's like FL does have a unique sound when it comes to making beats and 808s just hitting harder. You know what I'm saying? I give you that. FL has an easier workflow than a lot of other DAWs for beginners. I give you that, right? I'm not a FL Studio hater at all. Like, FL Studio has helped change my life, just like Pro Tools and Auto-Tune has helped change my life, right? Because I get paid to make content and show people how to use these tools. But there's one thing, like, you gotta understand, you gotta do the work. You have to do the work. You have to drop the music, market the music, try to build a fan base, get an email list, right? Try to get people to connect with you, relate to you. And it's not necessarily saying that the people that make the music, that's not who you really talking to, bro. You have to make music for people that listen to music. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's go back over here. Like, when we look at it, pop, right? If we could look at pop, right? Like, if I click on any of these songs or go through any of these playlists, like, we look at it, we could be like Sabrina Carpenter, right? She has all of these monthly listeners, right? All of these monthly listeners. But nobody's going to sit here and say, like, hey, I wonder, did she use Pro Tools or Ableton or FL Studio? Her fans aren't thinking about that. They're not arguing that. They're like, hey, I love this song. This song speaks to me. These lyrics speak to me. Oh my God, I can feel the emotions. That's what people say when they listen to music. Coming from a fan's perspective, a lot of artists can't like step outside of like their world and be like, hey man, this only matters to people like me, right? Like, honestly speaking, bro, like I know a lot of people in real life that do not make music. They don't care about anything that I have. They don't know what an Apollo Twin is. They don't know this microphone is like $5,000. They don't know that this is a tube microphone. They don't know I gotta have a 2.5 pound weight with a telescoping arm to counterweight this right here. They don't care. They don't care about these headphones. They don't know the difference between open back and closed back headphones and what they're used for. They don't know what saturation is. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't care either. They just like listening to artists make music. Those people be fans of artists. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's kind of like the warped thing, because I know a lot of people that don't make music, and I see things from like that standpoint. It's like, okay, like for example, this YouTube channel, for me to be successful on YouTube, right? I need my target demo. Like my target demo are artists, producers, engineers, right? Like people that make music, right? I record songs and stuff on the channel, but I'm not trying to be an artist. So I'm not really trying to attract music fans. It just happens that there's people that watch my videos and like the music that I make. So there are people that like my music, but I'm not an artist, right? So, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? That can be a thing. But if I wanted to target fans of music, I would make tutorial type videos. You know what I'm saying? The content would be completely different because I don't want to attract people that's doing what I'm doing, right? Like when making tutorials or commentary videos, stuff like that, I'm targeting artists. Like I'm not targeting other YouTubers, right? Right? Like no offense at all, right? Reese Stefan is not my target demo. Help Me Devon is not in my target demo. Wavy Wayne is not in my target demo. Mixed Bus TV is not in my target demo. Busy Work Beats is not in my target demo. You know what I'm saying? All of these people are dope. They do their own thing. Listen, all these people are dope. They do their thing, right? But those are not my target demo. I don't need other YouTubers to watch me, right? That's not going to help me. You feel me? That doesn't help me. But I need artists. I need like fans of artists, people that want to make music, right? So it's like I have a product, right? I have a product and it is content for artists. So I need artists to consume said product, right? So, and it's like, just because I screen record with Camtasia doesn't make my content special. Just because I use auto-tune in videos don't make my content special. The thing that makes the content special is whatever people deem to make the content special. There's people that relate to me. There's people that watch for inspiration, motivation. There's people that watch to learn things, right? That makes it special. Like I present content, or like I present information in a certain way to where certain people get it, right? And that helps separate me from other people, because I'm not doing the same thing as everyone else. I'm not out here saying like, yeah man, just because I use a MacBook, bro, a Mac got me almost 200,000 subscribers. No, a MacBook didn't get me almost 200,000. It was a tool that I used. But there's a lot of people that got MacBooks and they don't have the channel I got. There's a lot of people that mix, don't have the channel I got. There's a lot of people that record better, don't have the channel I got, right? That's just the thing. I'm not being cocky. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. Like, this is a real conversation, because you want to be special. You want to get the fans. Fans gather around. They flock to people that are different, that stand out, that are special. So stop just relying on your love of FL Studio to get you where you want to go, because it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Right? If you're not marketing, if you're not making content, if you're not engaging and building a community of fans of you, you're behind, right? Like you're literally 5 years behind. All that, how to sound like and trying to do all this other shit. If you're not going to market like them, if you're not going to try to perform, if you're not going to invest like them, stop trying to sound like them. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people making shit music that sounds decent, and they're putting it out and they're building an audience. Because there's a lot of people that sit back and be like, man, music is so trash these days. I don't know why people be listening to this music because it's all trash. It's blah, blah, blah. It's like they have an audience for it. Then the whole time they're a person that makes music, but they don't post. They're not promoting every day. They're not putting themselves into position to be seen, you know. But they'll sit back and be like, Ableton's the best. Okay. Do you think the average music fan knows what the fuck Ableton is? You know, people know what FL is because I'm pretty sure somebody in somebody's family, somebody's making music. Somebody's trying to make beats at one point in time when it was called Fruity Loops. So if you say FL Studio, they're going to be like, oh, Fruity Loops? They're going to say that. That's a thing, right? People know what FL is, okay? That's just one thing, right? So it's like, what makes it special, right? Is it your melodies? Is it going to make the song special? Or is it the songwriting? Is it the arrangements? Like, what is it? If you're going to sit back and rely on FL Studio to make your song special, what is it? Like, what are you doing in FL Studio that makes your song special, right? That somebody else can't do, right? That's the thing, because there's a lot of people that use FL. There's always going to be somebody that knows more than you in FL Studio and less than you in FL Studio. You know what I'm saying? Just because you know more, that don't mean your music is going to be better. Right? Because sometimes people know too much and they fuck their music up trying to be know-it-alls and trying to be overly technical. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, what do I know, right? I'm just talking, but I'm just letting you know. It's like it's more to it than that, right? All right. And real quick, I Googled the question. It says, does using FL Studio make your music better? No. Simply using FL Studio does not automatically make your music better. The quality of your music primarily depends on your musical ability, creativity, and production skills, not just the DAW you use. However, FL Studio can be a powerful tool that allows you to easily implement complex musical ideas and features that it can potentially enhance your music production workflow. Okay? Making it easier to create high quality tracks if you learn how to use it effectively. All right. Now that we really have an understanding here, like really pay attention and hear what I got to say. This applies to any DAW. There's a lot of people that'll be like, man, I know my quality A1 because I got Pro Tools. Quality be horrible. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's cool, bro. Like, everyone is not going to have good quality. There has to be bad quality for good quality to exist. And then there has to be excellent quality for good to exist. You know what I'm saying? Every nigga that picks up a basketball don't make it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could drive cars. You know, every nigga ain't an F1 racer. You know, anybody can pick up a baseball bat, swing, throw a baseball. You know, everyone don't go to the major leagues, bro. I'm just saying, right? People make music on all different levels. But if you're just sitting back relying on FL Studio to be the one thing that separates you from other people, you're never going to stand out, because the FL Studio community is strong. Like, if you use FL Studio, let me know in the comment section below. Because, like, me personally, I don't care what DAW you use to record. I don't care. I use them all. Because people are going to be in the comments, you just said it because you don't know how to use FL Studio. I have hundreds and thousands of views using FL Studio. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Or they're going to be like, you just don't know how to use Pro Tools. I got an interview on their channel. You don't know how to use Logic Pro. I got it on the computer and my iPad. You don't know how to use Ableton. I got it. So, and again, I'm just being honest, and I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just letting you know it's more to it outside of it. Because if you're not trying to build a brand, give people a reason to treat your music special, like it's special, like you're special, you're behind. It's like, I want you to win. I want you to start doing more outside of just being like, I'm Team FL Studio, and that's all you got to show is FL Studio. It's like, okay, you Team FL Studio, but you got 50 streams in the past 2 years. You Team FL Studio, but you ain't grew your followers in 2 years. You've been stuck at the same number for 2 years. You Team FL Studio, but you're not promoting your projects. You Team FL Studio, FL better, right? But you saying FL better to a nigga that's like marketing their music and they're growing every year, even though they're probably growing 200 fans a year or 50 fans a year or 5 fans a year. They're growing and you're not, because you're sitting back like FL. You're like, oh, like, cause like, bro, it's been people in my comments saying like, But man, you know how many platinum songs that FL Studio done made? It's like, how does that help you? Like, how does that help you? It's like people in the music community love to argue for their dogs. I understand it. FL Studio gets a lot of shit. I feel it, So you gotta pop your shit when you like up, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, like people don't be like, oh man, we got this new song dropping from Jay-Z. It was recorded, mixed, and mastered in Pro Tools. That's not a thing. Like when you go perform, nobody's gonna give a fuck that you recorded in FL Studio. If your song is bad, your stage performance is bad, it's bad. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody gives a fuck if you recorded in FL Studio and your mix sounds like shit. Like nobody's gonna cut you slack. They're gonna be like, well, let's cut him some slack because he used FL Studio. No, that doesn't happen. But I don't know. What do I know? It is what it is. But like, long story, you know what I'm saying? I just had to get this shit off my mind because a lot of people sit back and be like, FL. It's like, I fuck with FL heavy, but FL Studio is not the thing that makes your song special. It's you. It's you. It's literally you. Because if you're special using FL Studio, you're going to be special using Pro Tools. You're going to be special using Logic. You're going to be special using the MPC. You're going to be special. You're just special. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just you. You're going to be dope no matter what. You just have to prove that you're dope. Show the world that you're dope. And that requires more action than using FL Studio.